a good 10 minutes of video later on in studio.
Oh man, come on! This is the fun part.
Good evening, everybody. How are you guys today? Hi, everyone who's watching. How are you guys?
Oh, I think they're growing impatient.
Yeah, probably they are growing impatient.
This is crazy, man. There's 57 people watching.
Oh, really?
Hey-o.
Okay. We can do better than that. Guys, take this video, share it, make it the most trending video on YouTube, okay? Because tonight we're going to celebrate probably the best artist on the planet. And this comes from, you know, 3 of the best people in the industry. We are the best, right, guys?
I don't know. I'm in the industry. I don't know if I'm the best.
I won Artist of the Year in 2019. A couple of friends of mine gave me the title whilst we were playing Dungeons and Dragons. I thought we were playing Monopoly. I don't really know how to play Dungeons and Dragons. But anyway, tonight we're going to have a little bit of fun and we're going to declare a winner from this Lancia Stratos competition that we did last week. First of all, I have to say I am so happy for the attention and for the passion that everybody has been putting into this work. I mean, I've received over 160 images, and as I started the stream with the guys to kind of coordinate this thing, which, by the way, we did a great job at.
Very
speed judging.
I would like to point out that we have Fabio's face and like 15-second delay repeat into the screen right now.
And so what I wanted to say is that I'm very happy, I'm very proud of what you guys have done. It was amazing. And on Monday, I'm going to make another competition. The goal of this competition was to make an image. You guys have overdone it. Some of you have sent me animations. You have sent me multiple pictures. It was amazing. The work that you have done, it's absolutely stunning. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Jason and Mikey. And these are my judges tonight. They're going to help me out navigating this terrible waters of having to decide what's the best artwork, because the reality is that there is so much good work. And so what I'll do right now, I'm going to start a slideshow of all the work that you guys have sent me. And then there are some videos at the end that we can watch together. And then we're going to start discussing the best work. We have already selected it. It's around 25 pictures, I guess. We're going through them and we're going to discuss which ones are going to, you know, compete and win the prize for tonight. I want to thank my friend Vasilis for being a sponsor. Initially, the idea was of me to give $100 to one winner. Vasilis made an offer with his group, VW Art Club. He has made an offer to help me with $300. And so tonight, instead of only having one winner, we're going to have 3 winners. One first place and then 2 runner-uppers. The first place is going to get $200 and the other 2 people are going to get $100. I'm very excited. And I hope that next week we can replicate with the same prices. But anyway, without any further ado, I'm going to show you this quick slideshow. And I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, also, I think it's good to point out maybe that we have to mention that this is going to be pure instinct-based.
Yes. Fabio's is going to be like all of these. Jason and I got like a very quick tour of what we'll be looking at.
Guys, please don't try to drop all the responsibility on me.
Oh, like we're definitely dropping the responsibility on you.
We're not. I think it's actually not a bad thing in a way, because what we're talking about here, man, look at these freaking things, man. These are amazing. Fabio, it's funny, we can't see your screen on Discord, but we can see it on the live stream, so it's perfect.
On the live stream.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was saying before, that, you know, I was going to share my screen.
It's fine.
So.
But I just want to say that I think it's not a bad thing because in a way, you know, they always talk about first impressions and things like that. And we're judging this on this kind of initial, what's the feeling you get initially? Because of course you can probably pick apart any image if you go through it too long. So I think it's better this way in a way. It's like the competition itself was also a quick competition. So maybe this is the proper way.
I mean, I'm totally in agreement. I think that the idea of like that first read being the most important read is absolutely true, right? Like if every pixel's perfect, but the overall image doesn't, you know, move you, then it's a failure. But if it's sloppy on the details, but the overall feeling, emotion, story is like legible on first read, that's a successful image in my book.
Yes. You know? Yes, I agree.
I'm like laughing at some of the ones that we're seeing because there's so many like amazing, I would have never considered it ones, but I know that I'm laughing and you guys are seeing it being, you know, 15 seconds delayed at something completely different. So
oh, that's true. Actually, no, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Like,
what we're seeing a delayed version of this
going. Yes.
But anyway, I just want to say that some of these images were made in a 2, sometimes less period of time. This is crazy if you ask me. I mean, the quality of execution, it's unbelievable. I mean, there are works here that are like, I want to say production ready. Like they could be put in a movie or they could be given to a client and the client will be happy to pay money for the work that has been done. I don't know. And there was such a big variety, meaning I love this is what you're about to see. It's a sketch from Nuno. Nuno has made actually a comic out of this, of his work. But anyway, what I was saying is that by giving the chance to artists to just express themselves and go crazy, we have seen things that, you know, you usually don't get to see in renderings over the internet in the communities. And so I really hope that on Monday, when we're going to replicate this event, this competition, we're going to see just the same, you know, people pushing the boundaries and try to redesign the task that I'm going to give them, try to come up with super creative solutions and see where this goes.
Yeah,
one of the things.
So go ahead, Mike.
So it is just absolutely shocking. You know, they all have the same futuristic, old futuristic car model to work with, but the amount of creativity in how that they interpreted a way to show that is just, it's all over the place in the most wonderful of ways.
Yeah.
I wanted to say the same thing. I loved it. It's like, it's the car, you know, it's the same model. Everybody has the same model and it starts from there. And just some of the things that people did, it's like they created entire universes for the car. It's amazing. But I love that the center of it is always the same car.
Yeah.
That's what everybody got. Yeah.
Well, not always. You'll see. There are some people that have come up with...
Yeah, of course. But what I mean is they at least, you know, the initial model was like, I mean, I would say from what I've seen so far, everyone had at least the car body was in the model, right?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I love the absolute breadth. I mean, like it's in every scenario you could almost imagine. Definitely more than I could imagine if I was trying to make up some ideas for this, which is so cool to see. And it's also so many of them are like beautifully well done. We could probably sit here and talk for 4 hours about all of the entries,
even longer
if we had that time.
It took me, actually, that's another thing that I'm going to do next week. The deadline will be 1 day earlier because for me to judge all the work, because the work was coming up to, it's still coming actually, but I had to stop like an hour and a half ago. I had to stop looking because it just takes too much time. You have to spend time sitting in front of the computer checking, you know, minor details, trying to understand what was the intention behind the work, and eventually I've probably underestimated the effort that it takes to judge this competition. Although I have been judging competitions in the past. We all did, right?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of them. It always takes longer than I'd expect.
Yeah, and Jason also, I think he also did. Did you take part as a judge in the CG Architects Award?
No, I haven't up until now. But that maybe one day it'll happen. Hint, Jeff Model.
Jeff?
CG Architect hashtag.
Are you listening?
Be careful what you ask for there, Jason.
Yeah, I know.
Jason,
I actually heard from
thousands of images you need to
It
go
took
through.
me a
like
week,
that.
Jason, to go through all the artworks.
I actually was
like-
talking to Jeff once, and he said that. He was like, "Oh man," he goes, "I thought maybe you had too much to do." So what does that say about you guys?
I tell you what it says. I work harder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You had to do twice as many things.
I did it in like 50 hours of reviewing over like 3 days.
Oh my God.
It was a lot to look at, and a lot to take in. Man, these are still going. These are just gorgeous.
It's unbelievable.
They're really
like,
nice, though.
and honestly, I did
really
not
great ones.
think that I would be able to, reach so many people and to motivate so many people to do this. And, I don't want to take any credit. Everybody who got into the way of this competition kind of wanted to reshare it because, I don't know, this is one of the things that I love about the community. You see that when you ask people, would you mind resharing this video so that we can get the ball rolling? And everybody stepped forward trying to make of this competition something special. And I really love that because in a moment like this when everybody's struggling, finding that common sense that unites us across nations and across, languages and cultures, I think this is beautiful.
This one we were just seeing, I know it's delayed probably where it was in the iceberg or whatever. It's like the birth of the car, I'm sure it's delayed though. But there's a lot of them actually from this one person.
Yeah, this slideshow will continue going for a couple of minutes.
That's okay though. It's good to show it.
I love the. Have you gonna see in a couple of seconds the Italian car inside the plate? Like if it was pasta. That was funny.
That was catering to the judges, I think, particularly one judge.
Yeah, there was another one. I think it was Patrick who did with a pile of Nutella containers behind it. That was also for you.
My Lord, so many entries.
Now, guys, I want to say I tried to be as impartial as possible during this, competition, trying to judge the work, not for the connection that I might have with the artists, which obviously, I have a connection with a lot of artists, a lot of people that work in this field. And so I've tried to be as impartial as possible. And also the reason why I'm doing this together with more people to judge these artworks is because I really want this to be judged in the fairest way possible. And I think, like Mike knows a couple of things about architecture visualization, and Jason has been organizing the D2 conference for quite a few years, so I guess I'm in good hands. That's what I'm trying to say.
God help you if that's what you're putting your faith in right now. I mean, good Lord.
Guys, I'm just trying not to get my ass kicked.
Well, the funny thing is actually I think I feel like people don't even understand, a lot of the people that are coming to the D2 even, that I'm actually doing ArcViz because I don't post anything, and people always are wondering about that. And like I posted something one day, and I think 3 people wrote me a message and said, "You're doing ArcViz?" And I was like, "Yeah, what do you think? How do you think I got into this? I don't understand. Like, why would I be organizing a conference for ArcViz if I didn't do it? At least once."
Just rolling sleeper style.
So yeah, and I'm terrible at marketing myself, which I mean I actually don't really try to do that too much, but I guess it's you gotta be involved and love it in order to love the community so much, like I do.
Well, there's who I always blank on his name. The guy that's been to every D2 has nothing to do with ArcViz.
Oh, Basti.
Oh, yeah, Bastian, yeah.
He has absolutely nothing to do with ArcViz, and he comes to the D2 every year, and he's like the most delightful, awesome, ArcViz fan I've ever met.
Yeah, he's like a computer programmer.
Yeah. He's an engineer, yeah.
He's the man.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you know, like, honestly, I think that this is probably the most interesting side of our industry. The fact that behind there is this thing that keeps us together. It's a little bit like, you know, people also, they don't only do it as a job, they also have it as a hobby. And so, you know, people are drawn together because of the interest.
Well, that's everybody on this that submitted for this, right?
Yes.
That, you know, I'm going to find time in my free time, and we all have a bit more of it right now, to continue doing what I otherwise do for pay, right?
Yes,
Which is an
exactly.
amazing thing about the industry.
Guys, I swear to God, I want to start doing these giveaways the way Mr. Beast does them, you know, like, find me a sponsor and all that money is gonna go back to the artists. I've said it live. People can now blackmail me.
Except for the cut that me and Mike get for judging, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a big cut, right? I mean, that's got to be huge. We were
You can
promised
also
big,
send,
big paychecks.
To all you artists out there, you can also send direct contributions to my PayPal.
Man,
I'll
these
put a link
renderings,
up
they
later.
keep going. They keep going.
Yeah, we are a third of the way through, folks.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
Are you scrolling through these manually, Fabio?
No. I made the slideshow.
Oh man, I was hoping you were.
I'm a computer wizard, man.
Windows Photo Viewer start slideshow.
Whenever I think about you sitting in front of the computer, it's like the gif of that old man, and he like moves my computer to the trash,
And the computer's
and then the
delayed.
computer disappears.
Mr. Fabio, I do believe these might be looping at this point.
It's
Is
true.
it?
We might have gone past the front.
I
Yeah,
think it
everybody
just-
else is saying
I
it
think
too.
it just
Okay,
started.
alright, I'm sorry.
I love that happened. As
Just as
computer
People are like,
Exactly.
it's looping. Yo, it's looping. Okay, so I apologize, guys. Thank you very much to everybody who has been submitting. Now we're going to start with the images that we have selected, which we think they are the best of the lot. And I apologize for the quick looping. That was embarrassing. Good luck, everybody. Should we do this, guys?
Yeah, so how are we gonna? I have to just a quick administrative issue. How are we gonna manage this so that we can see the image that we're talking about?
Actually, I need to share my screen with you.
Ah, okay, yeah,
So
that's
now
fine.
I'm going
There
to
you
share
go.
the screen.
Oh, it actually worked.
Beautiful.
There
That's
you go.
better. Yeah,
We could have done that ages ago.
Mr. Computer Wizard.
I'm so bad. Oh my god. All
Well,
right.
how many times did we mention that everything we were commenting on was 15 minutes delayed, and Fabio's just sitting there? I could share my screen with you. Here you go, guys.
Okay.
This is so much better. Yeah. Okay.
Let me share the best ones that we have selected. There we go. So you guys now, I guess that you both see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I guess
Can
that
we
it's
do
the
it?
same.
Is it a huge ask to switch to a black background on that?
How can I do that? Right click.
I mean, you are the
I
self.
thought like computer masters would be able to do this.
Is there a night mode set as?
I think you need to be in Windows night mode. It's probably not worth.
Okay,
fighting
I'm
the
gonna
computer
crash the
gods for.
computer.
It's a system level thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's just do it.
How do we want to
Yeah.
do this? Do I just scroll through all the images so that people can see the potential winners, and then we will get to judge them all?
I mean, we didn't really discuss this, and we did not discuss how we're actually going to pick a winner amongst these.
Well, I guess that
who
we
can
can
talk the loudest.
Yes, no. I guess that we can do it the same way that we did it the last competition. That, you know, like when we get to say 5 images, we're then going to pick the 4th and 5th, and then we're going to decide the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. But we'll do this
sure.
as a sort of like in or out sort of thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to run through all the images so that we can look at them first, and then we're going to judge them all, each one. All right, so, and you guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah,
yes.
We can see your screen, but I think if we try to comment while you're flipping through, we're
no. I'll do first a round, and then we'll go back, okay?
All right.
Perfect. So, Jason, you should be picking your winner right now and getting ready to fight for it.
I honestly don't know who should win. And actually,
it's amazing. These are also good.
I really hope that you guys can help me out, because it's like...
So basically what we're saying is that if we did this again tomorrow, we'd have a different winner.
Oh, and by the way, sorry.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I forgot I should show the videos that people did. Give me just 1 second.
How many videos are there?
It's 3, but they're very short.
Yeah, let's look at those.
There we go. Look at this. Very simple one, but you know, like, nevertheless, this was done in the time frame of this week.
Yeah.
So let me open this one.
I love that your name is in the title always. The Fabio Palvelli
Here there is also like sound. I don't know if you can hear. Can you hear the sound?
No.
Go gentle into that.
Oh, well, we can't, but they might be able to on the stream.
Rave at close of day.
But if we try to solve that,
Rage
we'll never get
against
there.
the dying of the light.
Yeah.
Never.
Grave men near death.
Yeah, kudos to the guys
Blinding
that
sight.
went all out and actually rendered something.
Blind eyes could blaze
rendered an
like
animation.
meteors in the
It really is unbelievable.
day. Rage against
Yeah, you
the
can hear
dying
you could hear the sound in the live stream.
Ah, okay, that's good.
gentle into that
Then shut up!
rage against the dying of the light.
It's unbelievable, man. And the last video, which to me, this is probably the best of the 3.
Whatever happened to the democracy of voting, Fabio? I thought we were all here to judge together.
I just said to me. I didn't say, and it should be to you too.
I love that shot at the beginning of this video, man.
You cannot say that. It's not politically correct.
I love the shot at the end. My favorite shot's the end shot of it.
This one. Oh yeah, I know which one you. Yeah, this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dark.
Really crazy.
It's also
Nice.
beautiful and sexy.
Crazy, really.
I love the lights going around it at the bottom. It's just fantastic.
But anyway, let's go back to the best ones that we have chosen. I'm gonna go through all of them, and then we can discuss them and see, you know, which decision we should make on them. On this one, I really like the composition and the fact that it's mixed techniques, and you know, you got the rendering of the car and then everything else on the side, it's painted. What do you guys say?
I mean, anyone who's ever heard me talk about anyone else's work knows that I'm a huge sucker for anything that comes out painterly. And this one definitely does. And when I look at the composition, and it's hard for me to say, there's something that I really like about it being fully centered, which typically creates a pretty static composition. Mm-hmm. But I think it works here, right? You get the kind of like the reflections going all the way down. Obviously, the blue hues and the taillights really point to this is the subject. I would normally say don't put everything in the middle of an image, but I feel like it works here. And obviously the color and palettes of it is just absolutely gorgeous.
I think it's a little bit also the leading lines that, you know, are just accentuating a little bit of dynamism, which probably also help in this case.
Yeah, big time.
I agree with you, Mike. I think I actually really like the fact that everything is lined up in the middle, but the fact that the car is turned at an angle is really working because you have like some action happening just from the turn of the car. Because a lot of times when you have these symmetrical type images with everything lined up, it's either direct front on view or side view. So this is actually a nice change in the fact that it's not completely symmetrical. And the car itself is what is not symmetrical. So
I would say
makes it even more focused.
Is he a little big? He might be a little bit big. I know that's a low car, but I'm trying to imagine him getting into that vehicle.
It's a very tiny
like 80
car.
centimeters high.
Yeah, it's a very tiny car.
What does 80 centimeters mean?
Half of that dude.
30 inches.
Half of that dude, man. A dude is like 175 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think that this at least for me is a finalist, and largely just because of the color palette is so absolutely stunning.
Let's move on, guys. What
We're
about
gonna be
this
here
one?
all day. Which one are we looking at now? I have so many screens to look at. This one I really like. What's that?
You see it? You see which one?
Yes. This one, I mean, my feeling is I feel like the colors are a little bit too disjointed in this one. I think that there's like, again, we have a very kind of like centered composition with the exception of the car. I would have liked to have seen some of the blues get brought, either the blues get like pushed further back and we have a little bit more warmth everywhere, or have some of the blues come into the shadows in the foreground. It doesn't quite all sit together for me, but I don't know what crazy design we're looking at, but it's awesome. I just think that the image needs like one more round of bringing the colors together to really sing.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like also that this one, for me, it's not as successful as some of the others because I feel like the car is not properly positioned in the image somehow. I feel like it's just secondary. The structure itself is really the main focus for me in this image. But
I mean
I'm not saying that's not. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I would say
so well done.
It's a very good image, but I think that there is, I don't know, that's something that if you spend 10 hours thinking about it, then you're gonna be like, yeah. Okay, then I'm going to get rid of this. Delete.
Oh, this is harsh, man.
I know, but you
delete.
know, I'm not doing it on my own, so people, please do not kick my butt. What about this one?
Everyone blame Fabio.
Yeah, don't forget. You should say we should remind them that these are the final ones. So
yes,
these people made it into the final round of talk.
Yes.
So
and look, it was very difficult for us to go through all of them because it's just like amazing work, and you know, like we're really doing this because we need to pick a winner. But for me, all these images would have been already winners because it's just unbelievable work.
It's really great, yeah. So for me, can I start? For me, this one is, I love the composition of it. I would like to see the car be a different color, though. I feel like the car could have been sticking out a little more.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of like that the way that the shadows play, right? The silhouettes of the people in the umbrellas next to the car. It's not saying that this image to me is more about the people than the car. The car is adding to the story. As opposed to the main character. And I don't think that there's anything in this composition that said the car had to be the main character of the image. Right? I love this kind of like neo-noir kind of like lighting and mood in this one.
Yes, yeah. It's true.
No, I agree, Mike. And I also wanted to say also because of my comment from the last image that, of course, the car doesn't have to be the focus point in these images. I just, judging each one on its own composition.
I feel like I'm looking at this, and if this was a movie, I don't know where the focus would be in, like this would be B-roll of a city that it's busy and a car it's passing by. You know what I mean?
No, it's at a red light. It's not moving.
Okay. That's a good point.
Okay, so we're getting into the details.
What do you guys say?
I really like this one, though. I think that there's a lot implied by the image.
Okay, so we keep it for now.
Plus, it's got white walls.
Who doesn't like a good white wall?
Super classic. Super classic.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I did not notice that. Okay, moving on.
I mean, this one blows me away. The color and mood in this one, the details, the way that the dirt was added to the car, and obviously the monster truck wheels, like incredibly well executed and incredibly beautiful images. Like I could just sit here and compliment this one all day long.
I love this one. I don't know. I can't. There's just so many really great things. The lighting, the composition, the proportions of it. The car, it is interesting because it's like static, but it looks like it's leaning from some hard turn. You know, like it's got this really aggressive position. I don't know.
Yeah,
there's a weight to the car which comes through in this.
Exactly.
Like it feels like it has real mass.
Let's move on, guys, because the more I look at this, the more I hate myself.
way to go, team. You've all made Fabio feel bad.
This is also a very good image. We had a chat about this a little bit ago. Personally, I think that, you know, I don't know, it's good timing because, you know, it's about the corona. It's a very well executed image. What do you guys say?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the composition. I'm really digging the car. Has like been like modified a little bit to be some kind of, I don't know, I guess it's like a police car, right? or some kind of futuristic
Blade Runner,
security.
Blade Runner vibes.
And you can see the interior. They've even modified the car so that the door opens from the side, which is not actually how it works. But I think it's pretty cool.
Yes.
But I have to say I'm not a big fan of the big virus in the back. But you know, I mean, I guess it's because I'm part of an Octane user group, and I think for 1 month straight we saw only virus renderings. But anyway, I mean, it's still it's topical. So.
Guys, by the way, can I just make a side note? Since we started to talk, I got 46 new emails with people submitting images.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yes.
Good job, guys. Way to be on time.
This image I really like. I love the color palette, right? Like the soft blues and golds in this one. I feel like it's the car and the silhouette of the character like really balance themselves as a foreground.
Yes.
I agree with Jason that like I feel like if that was the virus that was taking over everything, like let's go all out and put like an army of viruses attacking. Or like I feel like you could also just remove that altogether. But I feel like this one has a mood that comes through largely because of the color palette. That ties the whole thing together, which is something that I always am very, very happy to see.
It's an extremely well-made image, really.
Yes, I agree.
Super well executed.
Let's move on. We'll keep this. Now, I really like this image. I think that the color palette that was chosen for this was really, really good. That writing, it's putting me off, and I know that people are going to hate me, but I don't know. I think that this... I understand it, because the moon doesn't really look like a moon in this case. It looks more like a sort of a weird planet, and it's not very clear that it's an eclipse. But still, I'm just thinking if that writing wasn't there, and I know that this is a stupid thing to say, but when you present an artwork, you need to be conscious of how people are going to perceive it, you know, and writing might seem like it's not important, but it kind of makes this look like a Jesus pamphlet, you know, like... It's a great image. It's a great image, but like, come to Mess on Sunday.
Yeah, well, you know, text, if it's going to be on your image, it should be helping, right? And so the font and the design and color of the text should be accentuating. Because like, if I just ignore that and I put up my hand and block it, there's something really cool going on with like the color tones that they've used, the way that we have like that strong rim light defining the top edge of the car and some mid-tones filling in the body that we're actually looking at. I think that the high contrast, like little tiny rocks in the foreground are distracting, right? Like it's all these like little speckles that kind of bring your attention down and then towards the text. Whereas if that was softened or those were removed in the foreground, we'd really get a better sense of what we're supposed to be looking at, which is obviously the car. But, you know, if we ignore like the bottom, kind of like there's some really beautiful things happening in this.
Yes, I agree. Actually, you're right. I mean, if it was cropped a little bit better, this would have been a great image.
And I actually wanted to say the same. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I don't think that it's not an important thing to point out, because I know that like when I show an image to a client, if there's one thing wrong and the first person that talks about that image talks about the one thing wrong, that's all that they focus on.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's so true.
And so like it's I think a lesson for all of your work, right? Like don't draw attention to anything that you don't want to be talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree that the cropping is I think the text, it's like it added too much space at the bottom.
Yeah.
The cropping should be higher up and the composition is better. The car is right in the center right now, and it probably could be better if the center is a little bit above the car at least. So I think it's really not the text as much for me. It's like the positioning of the elements.
Yes.
And the fact that the text is so much lower than the moon. I don't know. There's like something off with the spacing for me.
Guys,
but I really like the image.
It's going, right?
Yeah, I don't think this is a finalist.
Yeah.
Or it is a final, not a
also,
final.
our tour asked, shouldn't it be dark if it's an eclipse? You're getting into the details there, man. I think it's also an eclipse of the sun, like a lunar eclipse. So the sun is blocking the moon from the Earth. So we're looking at the Earth and the sun. Okay, but
guys,
then we're
let's look at the next image.
Yeah. You see, Artur, there's so many questions.
What do you think about this image?
I like that. My first impression on this image, I really like it. It's just it pops to me.
It really does.
I think you're just a sucker for the D2 purple that they've used in this.
Yes.
No, but I think it's also the background and the color of the car is also like a very like a nice composition, color composition. So
I feel like the brightness and like the kind of lack of texture in the background, kind of background and foreground, right? Because it's above and below. It doesn't push my attention towards the car. It kind of steals attention to itself. I really like the way that the lighting works on the car, and I like the kind of the two-toned, what's the name of that paint job that changes color based off the angle, the incidence angle. I think that that's really cool, but I think that for me, the background's too bright and kind of too smooth. It draws a little bit attention to itself, and I don't think that the motion blur. This feels like a studio lit shot. Yeah. And then we have kind of a not quite working for me motion blur.
I think that if the motion blur wasn't there, we would probably not be talking about anything else. Because I think that in terms of like geometry, the person that did this rendering caught a very beautiful angle of this car, and it would have been an amazing shot. But I think that motion blur, it's contrasting with what the shot should be about, right? Because everything else, it's standing still. And
iridescent. Thank you, 𝘀𝗏𝗏. That's the word I was looking for. I don't know. This one, I think that the car looks great, and I think that the background hurts more than helps. Is my feeling on it.
Okay, interesting, because I think that the composition is nice with the background, but I mean, I do agree the motion blur is not necessary in this image.
I'm going to delete it, guys.
Yeah.
It's such a harsh way.
I know, it's so hardcore. Somebody mentioned that too. They're like, "Oh my god, deleting it." So
there is no politically correct way to put this.
There probably is. We're just not the ones that are capable of coming up with it.
I apologize,
don't worry, everyone.
People. I apologize.
Still in the main folder.
We're doing this live so that you know that we're trying to do it as honestly as I don't know, nicely as possible. Guys, do you see the image on the screen?
Sure do. Who wants to start on this one?
Go for it.
I think the kind of like purple and pink neon kind of look that's so popular right now. I think one of the things that would really have brought this one to fruition, like there's something cool and very cyberpunky, obviously, about this whole scene, and I like that it's kind of this is like in front of a giant city stage, the car kind of, but all of the colors, you only get their color based off of their bloom, and everything's blown out to white. I think if the background was controlled such that the highlights of these they actually had some color value, so that they weren't blowing out to white, would set the city back and give it a lot more depth and character, and would bring the car forward visually, obviously not actually in 3D space. I think it's one of the things that happens a lot is that things get brighter and they go towards white. But for these like really cool, like cyberpunky things, you want to protect those highlights and not let everything blow out to white. So that maybe the only white you actually see is like a couple highlights on the car. So I think that there's like a really cool vibe to this image, but I feel like the post production or the rendering, depending on how they created it, lets things get a little away from them in the control of the colors.
Yes, I actually.
Mike, I don't know what to add.
No, I really agree with that statement. I think that, you know, like, I don't know. I think that people are abusing a little bit of this style at the moment, and I think that, like in this case, I don't think there is a very high control on the hierarchy of the image. That doesn't mean that the image is not good, but there is too much going on, and so the focus that should be on the car, it only exists because of the geometrical appearance of the picture. But I cannot feel like the car, it's really put under the right light or under the right perspective in order to emphasize the car itself, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think that
it's still a great image, you know?
The car is a perfect car for this kind of like cyberpunk idea, but yeah, I think also the image is not successfully impressing me to keep it.
Guys, I'm going to delete
Let's put it that way.
I feel like we need like some funeral music that plays every time you key in the delete button.
Yeah, and also
dun, dun,
we should probably make sure we didn't delete like all the images right now, did we?
No. I still have them in another folder.
Beautiful. No, what I mean is like we don't have any, like, what's first place? Oh wait, there's no images left.
Guys, what about this one?
Jason, why don't you start on this one? You like this one?
Yeah, I actually did like this one. What I like about it is I really like the color combination. I think the primary colors, like the red and the yellow, were great. I think Fabio mentioned back when we were talking about it that it looked like the smoke and stuff, there should be some blur on the wheels, but the opinion I had was it could have just come back from the future and it's just still steamy.
Yeah.
You know, so but it's I don't know. I think the bloom on the lights is probably a little bit too much. Mm-hmm. But in general, I like the color. I really like the colors in this one, I think, more than anything.
Mike?
Yeah, I like that. I would have liked to seen the yellow go a little bit more towards an orangish yellow. I feel like the colors are a little too contrasty for me in hue. And I would like to see a bit more variation, particularly in the dust behind the vehicle or the smoke or, you know, whatever it might be. It's clearly red, and theoretically that would be red as a result of the taillights, right? Which is what would give it that red look. But from the left of the red to the right of the red, it's kind of consistent all the way across, and you don't actually get a sense that the light's coming from the back of the car. If it was brighter at the edge by the car and then it kind of faded off into more desaturated colors, I think it would be a bit stronger. So for me, it's this one, when I look at it, feels a little bit too jarring from a color perspective. But that's obviously an aesthetic personality.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I'm a little bit conflicted about this picture because it's obviously very well executed. There could have been something more that I cannot really say at this time. So, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure of it.
That sounds like a delete then.
Yeah. Dun, dun.
Sorry. All right, so
somebody wrote, "Send it to the bin."
You guys are mean.
That is hardcore, man.
Send it to the bin.
Recycle it, then he wrote.
I love this image that's up right now.
It's a very good.
I mean, anything with Ryan Gosling, am I right? But the colors, the orange and like the cyan, desaturated cyan greens, I think work really, really well together. And how heavily loaded the right is, and then the left, we just have the headlights kind of like sitting there, adding a moment of mystery of like who's coming up.
Yeah.
You know, our man Ryan G is looking that way. I love like the rack on the cars. There's like
Get
the
a
composition
room!
tells the story. The car looks, the aging on the car, right? Like, looks like this is a car that's been through some shit, so to speak. And it's not just like dirt; it's like aged grime.
Yeah.
And so, but from narrative to execution to like overall palette, I think this one really comes off strong.
Yes, it does.
And then obviously, there's a huge amount of like visual space between the background and the foreground, which is also something that I think really draws you into this image.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's an amazing image, especially from the environment perspective. This is fantastic. I can't, I don't know if this is 3D or it was hard to tell because it's a little bit painterly. So
yeah,
but I think it was a fantastically conceived composition as well. The only thing I'm wondering about is like, okay, is it the future? Is it Blade Runner style? The car is not like a land car, but I think even in the future you would probably still have to turn your car off when you put the gas in. The car seems to be running.
Well, I mean, in these times, you got to be ready for anything.
That's right.
Yeah, I guess okay, it's true. Let's move on. God damn it, man. You guys sound like you're 125 years old each.
But we're keeping it, right?
Yeah, we're keeping it, of course.
All right.
Guys, I love this picture. This is straight out Simon Stalenhag sort of like image. This is amazing to me.
We have to wait. We're looking at the screen. Which is it super pixelated for you, Jason?
Yeah, but when it comes on the live stream, it looks good.
That's exactly what I'm waiting for. There we go.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I think also the previous one is a little bit Stalenhag, but this has this kind of painterly touch to it, even more. And it's got the guys in yellow vests. I think that's also important, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. There's, I also think this is a great composition. I love the like little touches of light you have. Like there's this bluish hue over the entire thing from the foggy, the time of day and everything. And then you have this nice red up at the top right corner. The kind of neons are underneath in the buildings in the distance, and of course the store. I think it's fantastic lighting in this one.
Yeah, it's amazing, really.
I would have liked to see a little bit more kind of vignette in the foreground, not necessarily vignette, but just a little bit darker in the foreground to kind of push everything towards the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As like a criticism, I love like the tonality and kind of like feel of this, but I would have liked to seen the absolute foreground basically beneath the car is a little distracting, I think. That would be my critique of it, but I think it came out great. I love the soft tones.
Let's move on.
Yeah,
guys, I love
how
this
many
image.
do we have?
We have quite a bit actually. Let me just quickly look. Basically, I think we're here, and we still need to do all of this.
Oh, okay. We should like speed it up a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Should we just start going yes, no?
No. I like to have the conversation, but let's try and keep it fast.
But I'll keep it quick. I think I love this one too. I think it's fantastic. I love the composition, everything that's going on, and it's so full of action. It's probably the most action-packed one that we've seen the whole time. Yeah,
I'm a huge fan. The cars look like they're actually going over that kind of like San Francisco style jump.
Yeah.
Like I believe that they're actually in the air and about to, something catastrophic's to happen.
Yeah,
you see the squirrel sitting there in the foreground watching is just perfect.
And there's even a wheel.
The wheel came off. The wheel came off.
Yes.
Okay, we'll keep it.
The cops are about to kind of win.
Keep it.
This image is really close to being one of my favorites. I love the overall like look and feel. I think that the texture in the background still it's just a little too apparent. If that was much softer or was a different texture, it would keep the car as the most important part of this image. But there's a graphic nature to how this has been lit and done in post that I think is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
I think if you just tone down the kind of like local contrast in both the floor and the background, so that there's less contrast in it and that it reinforced that this is about the car, this would be my favorite. Those two little kind of judgment calls I think just didn't quite serve the image as well, but there's something so striking about this.
Yeah, I agree. I think the background, and I don't actually like the reflection on the right-hand side. I think it's too close to the car. Yeah. Maybe you'd have to back it up or move it over a little bit. But in terms of the car itself, I think it's the most realistically rendered one that we've seen. I mean, it's amazing. It actually looks like a photograph.
Let's keep it for now.
Yeah, it's fun, this one.
This is playful. It's playful. I don't know if it can be a winner though. It's very playful and I really like it, and I think that, you know, it was a great effort, but it's nothing that I can say, oh wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a counter for my winner. Hello.
Thank you.
I think that the car is pointing the wrong direction. I think it should be mirrored. From a compositional standpoint, I like the kind of Stranger Thingsy vibe to it. It's it wouldn't be, I think, one of my top 3 finalists, but like I do enjoy this image quite a bit.
What do you guys say?
Yeah, I think it's also it's really fun. It's a great image, but I don't think it's a finalist.
I mean, it is a finalist. It's not a final fight.
No, I mean, like yeah.
It's not the boss, you know, the final boss that you fight.
Oh, this one's cool. I can't wait for I'm like waiting for it to come up in the live stream nice and clear and not pixelated.
Yeah.
It's quite noisy as an image. I think that this was done on purpose, of course. It's very nice. I think that there are some elements that don't make a lot of sense. Like, if you look at all the staircases here, they don't seem to be in any specific order. I don't know. There are certain things that don't make full sense to me, but it's still like great composition. And if you just wander quickly with your eyes around, it's still a good image that you can make any sense of.
I think that the proportion of orange to green in this, I think, is really nice in that the image is almost entirely orange and there's just a couple specks of greens that we see coming through kind of in a desaturated side of the car and the lights that I think is a really nice balance. Like, if there was more green, that would be too much. If there was less, it would be just a colorized image. And so I really like kind of the proportions of colors being used. I think maybe a little bit more control and kind of the details of the shadow would bring the emphasis back to the car a bit more.
Jason?
But I quite like.
Yeah, I like it. I do like the overall composition of the image. The only problem for me is that this looks like such a rough place to take this car. I mean, it's like the clearance is so, which is no problem. Of course, this is a very fanciful depiction of the car itself, but it's
I would say let's keep it for now. Let's
I think the composition is great.
Let's move forward a little bit. What about this one, guys?
Well, so I love how much depth there is between the four. Like, I like that they weren't afraid to get the camera right next to this car.
Yes.
And I you know, as you mentioned before, like the purple and pink kind of color schemes for these is somewhat trendy, and so there's a part of that that's kind of like, this is getting a little bit old to see all of the time. But I think that my criticism of the last one that we saw doesn't hold true on the car, right? The tonal values on the car is quite controlled, but in the background, those like pure white windows and the lights are all blown out straight to white. Again, like, if you had pulled those down and kept some like vibrant colors in the highlights, the background would read as much more compelling, but also as a background.
Still, I think it works in this case. Don't you think?
I mean, I feel like the bar, one of the things that when you work in like such like a trendy image style, like the bar is pretty high, right? Like we've seen a lot of these types of images that have been executed, like not within this competition specifically, but like the bar of like the purple and pink cyberpunk look is very high. There's a lot of examples of where it's executed really, really well. And I think that like mostly it becomes an exercise in protecting your highlights, which is something you hear photographers talk a lot about, right? It's better to have things fall into shadow than to have all of your highlights go to white.
Yeah.
And I think if it's an image about neon, it's about the highlights, right?
Yeah.
I also think that this one is a lot more successful than the other cyberpunk style that we saw, because it kind of turns the composition in a different direction. I see this like central perspective thing with cyberpunk all the time because they want to catch every last neon sign in the distance and everything. This is so cool that it's like turned sideways. Instead of seeing down some length, we see it actually from the side. And I think that the way that they've done the light behind it as a kind of this white glow, it really puts the silhouette, brings the silhouette out of the car as well very nicely. And it's really set off the background. It could have gone differently if the light wasn't like that, but I think it's great.
We keep it?
Yes.
What about this one, guys? I think... Okay, I'll be very quick. I think it's a very nice image. Still, there is something that I cannot say that makes it look like it's just a very basic camera angle shot. Nothing stands out. I don't know. I don't feel it with this image.
I think that the angle could be better. I agree with you on that. I think that he handled the lens flare on the front lights really, really well. Except for the fact that lens flares on cameras always are it wouldn't be horizontal or diagonal, but the lights feel like they're on to me. I think that the camera angle overall could show off the shape of the car better. I think one of the things that I do like about this image is that I think like the kind of weird skewed cubes as the setting to show off this car was a great choice. But I think that the camera could be stronger.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I think the setting is great. I like the fact that it looks like it's coming down an incline, but in the end, I think it's not. I don't think it should go into the final.
I hate moving my mouse so slowly to the bin.
Dun dun dun.
Guys, we love you. We love you. Okay, this I really like it. It's probably one of my favorite one in terms of game of visuals.
Well, this definitely has like both in coloration and in. Who's the photographer that does these like beautiful surreal photo bashes?
There are many. The Swedish guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm blanking on his name right now. But there's a beautiful tonality to this image. Like I feel like the colors were handled like with a lot of like control and the orange of the car is just orange enough to pop without taking all of the attention.
Yes.
The composition, the relationship between the car and the loop is fantastic.
Yes.
I really enjoy this image. It's fun.
Jason, we keep it?
Yeah, I think we should speed up. So you guys like it? Let's do it.
What about this one? I think it's a very good experiment. I think it's very successful in its intention, and also this was brought to me with a video to go with it. I think it was a very good image. I don't think it could be a winner though.
I like that it uses depth of field well, right? He made this into a model car, which is, so it makes sense how shallow the depth of field is. The coloration on this is beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think this might be another one where that the camera angle does the car justice, right? The car feels very flat.
Yes.
From this angle, which you may have been the attention, but I don't think it kind of highlights what's so strong about this car. But I really like the feel or tonality of the image.
Jason?
Yeah, I agree. I think the tonality is really great, and I also agree completely, Mike, because I think people misuse DOF a lot of times. Depth of field, it's like incorrectly done so often, and I think this one really gets it though right. And I do like the fact that it's not all in focus, and even the car itself is a little bit blurred. But yeah, in terms of moving forward, I would say are we all agreeing that we are deleting this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
My God, guys, I love this one.
Oh man, this is just fantastic.
I mean, this is just a pure yes. I mean, Monsters Inc. all the way. Like, this is nailed the colors. The fluffiness of the fur is great. Like, awesome.
I think Snoop Dogg might place an order.
They totally got it though. Like the whole set, everything is perfect.
Yeah.
Guys, what about this one? I really like this one. I think that, you know, the person that did this, he challenged all, you know, the standards that I was giving during the live show where I announced the competition, and I really like it. I really think it's a playful image. I really like it.
I actually really appreciate the fact that it's like completely different than all the others in terms like graphically and everything. It's not really a render, or, you know, it's like use the Toon shader and everything. I still think it's a little bit too unclear what's happening though. Like I feel like it could have been a little more compositionally a little more clear, but I really do like the idea to do it in this way.
I do wish the car popped overall a little bit more. But I get excited every time I see people using 3D for non-photorealistic work. I love the graphic nature of it. I think if the whole car was green, it would read better rather than just the hood.
I would say let's keep it because this is something different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, I love this one. And, you know, I've already said it. I think it's my favorite one. I think that, you know, the effort that was put into the making of this whole story and rendering and the quality of the materials and everything. Now, I've chosen this picture before because, you know, he gave me all the single shots. But this kind of puts them all together. And I think it's a great artwork. But, you know, I do not want to bias you guys. What do you say?
I absolutely love this one as well because it's like you said, it's like a story as well. And it's actually, when we're talking about the you know, to be on topic right now, I think this is somehow a much better way to like bring across what's happening right now and how people feel and like, you know, trying to stay positive as opposed to like the one with the virus in it. I mean, I understand the rationality of this, but at the same time I really appreciate this kind of going in the other direction about like let's not get all bogged down. We can make this, you know, make it through this.
Yeah, I mean, well, I just want to give a quick shout out to maybe my favorite part of this image, which is Goodyear being changed to Bad Year.
Yeah, exactly.
The worst year.
But yeah, I think these are. I think any one of these stills would have on their own held up. I think that they're wonderfully well executed. I think that the play of the oranges against the reds is a very like nuanced color palette that definitely resonates with me. I think this one's cool, and the fact that there's a story, a literal sequential story in it, is sweet. So yes.
Moving on, guys, what do you think about this shot?
I don't like the lifted blacks.
Yep. You got me.
I like this image a lot. I just that lifted blacks, which is like almost like a LUT kind of preset type look.
Yeah.
Sometimes it really works, but I feel like everything about this image says that I want pure blacks.
I want to see those blacks. I want it to be like the blackest black, you know.
Guys, I'm afraid. I'm
a total sucker for gold and black, though. I have to say, I love it.
I'm afraid we're going to make Ashtorp cry. But it's a very nice image, and actually
a selective use of blacks, right? Like you can just pull the blacks down a little bit in some places, and then it doesn't feel like there's a kind of film over the entire image, right? Like there's a lot of ways to handle your blacks such that it still has kind of like the slightly light and washed out feel without feeling like you just put a LUT over top of the whole image.
I was a little bit undecided on this, but yeah, you guys made my mind up.
Make that thing pop.
Are you deleting it?
What? You want to keep it?
Yeah, no, I think the blacks missing the blacks is just deletable.
Guys, what about this image?
I love the colors.
I think it's a very good. I like, you know, the rhythm here, the colors and the rhythm. I think it's very well executed. I do fear. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I do fear that, you know, for the intention that the person had in making this image, that they should have been a little bit more careful with the geometry, because I've seen other artists taking care of like the wonky glass panel that I did. That's on me, you know, I suck at modeling. The wheels, I left very basic geometry, and you know, if you're going to show these things, you might want to spend a little bit of time optimizing those things for the beauty shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the hard edge on the tire looks a little strange.
Yeah,
in the front tire there. I do love how like they've color toned the sky straight in to match the car, and I think there's something beautiful and graphic. But I would have liked to have seen either a little bit less sky, so that the car has a little bit more room to breathe on the top, or a little bit of like tone the sky back just a little bit less saturated, a little bit more of a gradient, so it didn't feel quite as foreign, and to let the car be clearly like what's singing in the image. Those would be like my nitpicky critiques on it, but I applaud the use of the sky matching the car.
I think this was really like done as a master, but I don't think this is an image that can win.
I have to say though, to the credit to the, you know, to give them the benefit of the doubt, it even says rendering competition. It doesn't say modeling competition. You know, when you're talking about fixing all the things on the model. But anyway,
yeah,
we
might want to put that. We might want to blame the modeler for that.
Exactly. You're gonna call it a rendering competition and give them this model?
I thought we were friends.
Come on, man.
Who modeled these shitty ass tires?
But I agree with you what you guys said, and I really like the coloring in it. I think the background color and the color of the soil, and then the color of the car, it's really fantastic. I guess it's actually that sky and ground type compositions, or I don't even know. I can't even think of the word now.
Guys, what do we do?
Move on.
Do we keep it or do we throw it away?
As somebody wrote, Breaking Bad, man. It is. It's like the crystal, man.
Yeah.
I would keep it. What do you think, Mike? Mike, you there?
Did we lose Mike? Mikey. Where's Mikey?
I think we lost him for a second.
Yeah. I think he's scratching his eyebrow. Can you give him a call?
What do you think, Fabio?
Honestly, like, I understand that you say it's a rendering competition, it's not a modeling competition, but still, it doesn't matter to me. If you're presenting a work, you gotta be able to, you know, do it in a way that... I would say we get rid of it, because I think that there are some shots in our collection that deserve a lot more of a win than this one. Can we get Mike back on?
Yeah, I wrote him. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, now I want to hear what Mike has to say. So let's move on. This is actually the last two images. Can we get Mike back on board?
Should we wait a sec to see if we can...
I would
Interesting.
say... Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
Mike,
Wait, I see him.
Put up your pants, Mike. Hello.
Are you there?
What happened to you, man?
Back. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
My internet died.
Okay.
We broke my internet.
Okay.
So, guys, should we keep it or we delete it?
Keep it. Move on.
Okay.
As I keep it.
Now, this one, it's a shot from the animation. I am personally not a fan of the shots that the guy has selected, but I think that the animation was very well done. And I don't know.
I love this part of the animation the best.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Camera, this car cam that's like it looks like it's attached to the front of the car, and the clouds going by. I love that. I could have watched just an animation of that and been happy.
Probably, yeah, you're right. Now, forgive my ignorance, but what does 182 stand for?
I don't know. I can only think of Blink 182, the band.
That's also what I thought. Mike, what do you say? Mike's internet died again.
Oh my god. So everybody, we're going to start a GoFundMe for Mike's internet access.
Mike Golden is an artist without the internet. Mikey.
Somebody wrote, Mike was sent to the bin.
Oh, no way.
Oh my god. That's too bad. I wonder what's happening over there.
Mikey. But anyway, come on, it's 2 more images, Mikey. You can do it. I'm getting a lot of messages from... Did Mike hang up?
No, but now I see only my face on your stream.
Yes. It's only you and I. Okay, let's wait a couple of minutes for Mikey. So, are you actually...
Fabio, talk. Yeah, sorry, what?
Are you keeping an eye on the chat? Because I haven't had the chance to look at it at all.
No, I'm keeping an eye. I'm telling you like what people are saying sometimes, you know.
Okay, that's great. Any questions or any like observation that people might have about Mikey?
Mike wrote, I love the video, but can a video win an image competition? So you're like voting in the comments of the YouTube video now?
I thought maybe the internet just was like, we've seen enough of you. We've seen enough video.
You're like, I'm stepping out, guys. I'm just chatting now. That's it.
I actually agree with that, because it's like, I asked people to make an image competition. Still, I feel like I need to reward somebody that goes the extra mile and makes the animation. Don't you guys agree?
That's our thing. And I think that this animation was awesome. So
yeah. I would say we keep it.
Okay.
Good.
I'm fine with that.
Next. I think this is the last one. So what do you guys say about this?
I love this image. There's the color palette is super strong, right? And it's a color palette we haven't seen. Like the green and the blue, which I think is super cool, and it feels alive to me. I like the Dutch tilt that they have going on in the camera, which is something we don't see from 𝘁𝗏𝗃 very often for obvious reasons. I feel like it works.
Jason?
Yeah, I really like the colors. I'm not a big fan of this like the last Airbender kind of UI thing over the top of the car, but I'm not exactly sure what that's bringing to it. I would rather see the reflection off the windshield, but no, I think in general the colors are very nice and the composition is cool. It looks like it's moving fast, and I don't know, it feels like a little bit of a drone shot, you know?
Yes.
Follow shot.
Okay, I guess we're keeping this, but now we need to really start killing the images that we...
So, Fabio, can I just cut in real quick?
Yes,
I was
sir.
looking at the chat. I was looking at the chat. I just wanted to bring something up to you that
Yes.
some people are saying something like, let's see, didn't my image arrive in your email? It doesn't appear in the gallery. And then somebody else, some entries have been missed. Maybe you want to explain why.
I don't know. I went through the...
No, what I mean is because people probably were late. If you were late, then it wasn't in there.
If you're late,
right?
sorry, we're doing the live. I cannot go through my... Whilst we started to live stream, I got about 46 new emails with artworks, and I still am getting emails. Gmail doesn't give me the count anymore because I clicked on it, and so I don't know. There is a bunch of images that I didn't get before the deadline. And sorry guys, we were doing the live stream. I apologize for that.
And somebody else asked if all the images will be made public afterwards.
Yes, maybe. I'm going to take all the images and we're going to put them on the VW Art Club group. I'm going to...
And Nadish has a special request.
Uh-huh.
If you guys can comment on my view, then it will be good for my visualization. It's a request. Do you know which one his was?
I have no idea.
I don't think we have time to go through and comment on specific. We're running an hour and a half into this.
Exactly.
Yes. People are starting to die on us, okay?
Maybe write Fabio directly.
Yes. Okay, so guys, now we need to make a selection between these images. And I would say...
We've narrowed it down not at all.
Oh my god.
Not a lot. I would say...
Okay, we got to do this as a lightning round something.
I would say now we need to kind of like already think about the 5 finalists. And we need to trim them down as we go on. Okay? All right. Do you think this could be one of the 5 finalists?
That's one of my 3 favorites.
I think it could be a finalist. Yes.
Yes.
What about this one?
No. After looking through all of them again, no.
Yeah.
This is brutal doing.
It is. This is hardcore. Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
What do you think about this one?
I would say no.
Yeah, no. Mikey?
I'll go along with that. No, I don't think it's quite in the top 3. Are we doing top 3 or top 5?
Top 5.
Yeah, top 5 is good.
Yes.
I think this one could stay.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, well, that's 5, Fabio.
Yeah, but, you know, we'll do it.
Okay, we're going to go through it a couple times. Okay, got it.
No.
No.
Not quite. That one was almost there.
It's close, yeah.
So brutal.
For me, no.
Again,
this one's no.
No,
not
me neither.
Quite. Oh, this is so brutal.
Guys, please don't be mad at us.
Funeral march playing in the background.
I want to say yes, but I think because it's kind of the overused thing we have these days, I would say no.
No.
It's a no from me.
Yeah.
And the people are also commenting, yes, no, yes, no.
But they don't do it at the right time.
Yeah, exactly. We're not watching your comments. Sorry.
Yes, I think this could be in the best 5.
Yes.
I say no, but it's 2 to 3. It's 2 against 1, so
yes.
keep it.
Yes.
Yes, I go with yes.
Not quite there for me to be a final.
Yeah, me either. I would say no.
Neither.
I like it though. I like this.
Yeah,
I like
me
the
too.
idea, but
Yes.
yes, I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, not for the final.
Quite. Not quite. Oh, this is just brutal. I feel like such an asshole.
I'm sorry,
this is
guys.
a video.
Really, I'm
See
sorry.
you later.
What about this one?
Sorry, Ryan. See you later. It's a video, buddy.
Yeah,
Video
but
and an
come on,
image
you cannot be like this. This is great work.
It is great work, Fabio. But I think Mike is totally right, though. We can take images from every frame and decide on each one. I mean, there's no single image where you can say that's the one that's supposed to be. You know what I mean?
All right. Yes, I understand.
If you look at that, everyone else did that.
Yes. Yes, you're right. Okay. Oh my God, that makes me cry.
I really like this one.
I think as a finalist, though, I would say no.
Yeah, me neither.
Really?
I don't know why.
I mean, that's 2 no's against 1 yes, so that's a no.
Jesus Christ, man! I feel like
So what
a
do we
piece of
have now?
shit, guys.
do we have now?
That one's not on my hand.
Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to kill 3.
Okay. Getting down.
Can't
Can
we
you
just get more money from you, sponsors?
Fabio, can you not close it and make the large icons so we can just kind of look at them?
Yeah, okay. Hold on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's
I just want to refer to my first comment when Fabio was like, do you want to do some judging live? And I'm like, that sounds like a recipe for a disaster.
I cannot make it bigger than this, guys. it doesn't let me.
Okay, then go through them again, I guess.
Yeah.
So we have to get rid of 3. So let's keep that in mind. We have to get rid of 3. We actually should just go through and say which ones are gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Let me just shuffle through and let's see how we feel. Okay.
Okay. For me, the one with the Hot Wheels thing should be gone, I think.
What Hot Wheels?
Yeah, the Hot Wheels track. This.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. For me.
Okay.
But that's the only one.
Okay. So
I mean,
let me tell you.
I would
Let me
kill
tell
the
you.
one with the diner.
The
With
one
the?
I saw this one, yeah.
This one?
That one.
No,
Nope.
the other one.
This one?
The next one, yeah.
That one like is almost there for me, but compared to the other ones, I don't think that it was executed as well.
Yeah, I see.
Like
what you
the Hot Wheels one was executed a lot better,
Yeah.
I think, than that one. As far as
I
from
know
like a
what you mean.
technical standpoint.
I mean, I know where this is trying to go in terms of style, and I think that the person that did this nailed it, but it doesn't mean that, you know, you might be okay with that in terms of, like, that's something that you like as well, you know what I mean? I think it's very well executed. I love the fact that, you know, the guy did, you know, the engine and everything. Because, like, to me, as an element of discussion, I can say that here there is a poorer execution than, say, in other renderings. Like, you know, the way the leaves are here and the geometry being a little bit like, you know, sometimes you can see the faces. I can judge it this way, so to say. It's still a great image, and it breaks my heart to have to say this. But, you know, that's the only thing that we can do. What about this image, guys?
Any image that makes you chuckle, I feel like is like there's a strong thing to be said about how powerful that is, right?
Yeah.
Like
This is a still shot from an action movie. It's fantastic. I mean, I understand what you're saying about the execution around certain areas of it, but it's like when you think about the whole concept, and it's quite well done, even if it was done quickly, you know, and had to.
I agree.
Cut
That's
some corners,
that's why.
But
that's
you're
why.
right. It's hard. It's not. It's
That's
really
why.
hard.
Okay, let's take a couple of more looks and let's see.
I mean, it would be great to see all these large on the screen, you know, like next to each other. I think it would be maybe.
I don't think that there is a.
Okay.
See all photos. Wait.
The
No, that's-
self-proclaimed.
I know we're looking at
They-
pictures of. Oh my goodness!
No,
what's
these
that?
are not the right ones. I'm gonna get my nasty pictures out. By view. No, that's all I can do, guys.
They're large icons. Okay. No, okay, fine.
1, 2, 3,
It's
4,
fine.
5.
Let's go through them again then. How are we gonna do this?
Like
we
I
rank 'em?
think, I think in
I think if we're trying to, I think because we also have to pick a number one winner. So right now we have 8, which means we need to cut 3 still.
Yes.
And I think everyone basically, no one can be the number one winner if one of us wants to cut them. So I think
No.
everyone gets to cut one image from this phase.
yeah.
And I think me and
Okay,
Jason have
okay.
already made our opinions known on that.
Which one? Okay, so let's do that, because at this point, you know, I don't think that we can agree on the final choice. I mean, these are all too good, to be honest. Like, seriously.
For me,
Yeah.
the one that I would take out right now is the one with the curved road. That one. That for me would be the one I'd take out. You said if we each choose one, I don't know.
I mean, I think that's the most efficient way for us to move forward at this point.
Yeah, probably.
Somebody's gonna hate me.
I mean, none of us are making any friends at this particular moment.
Exactly. That's all over.
I honestly
We are
thought
sorry,
that
guys.
this could
Amazing
be.
work to
I
everyone.
really thought that this could be a in between the 3 best ones.
So did I, Fabio.
Yeah.
So did I.
Fuck you, Jason. We'll keep it.
Okay, guys, I'm out. If he's gonna be like that.
No.
Okay,
but-
guys.
all right.
I mean, how else are we gonna do it then? I mean, we
Yeah.
can't. Do we have to have a consensus here on
Well,
something?
see, these are the things that if we were professionals in this, we would have figured out before we started.
Professional league. This is the
and
most.
all these guys are sitting here watching us like, oh my god, we're gonna kill these guys.
Who's in charge of this? Let's blame this all on Fabio.
I knew that this was gonna happen. Okay, I
I mean,
think that,
Fabio's name is on it
I think-
everywhere. so-
Jason, I think that you're right. I think that you're right. It's an efficient way to say we pick the ones that we think that should not be in the final 5, and we get one each, and that's
each
it.
person gets one. Yeah. And I think Mike said that, but I would pick mine is the one with the road.
Also, there's 3 prizes, correct?
Yes.
And so while we're trying to whittle it down to 5 and then 3 seems like, why don't we just go straight for like, what do we think the 3 best images are?
Yes. Okay,
right?
Then let's do that. I think that this is probably the best way to go.
As opposed to like cutting these
I have my
one
3.
by one.
I know which 3 already.
All right, let's all name. I have my 3 as well. Fabio, do you know what your 3 favorites are?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so let's name our 3 and see how much overlap there is. Can you keep track somehow, Fabio?
Yes, okay, I'll do it. I'll take a note.
1 through 8.
So
your top 3 in no order, Jason.
My top 3, no order, is number 1, number 2, and number 8. From what I can remember, I can't really see them now.
And let's confirm it. The orange one,
Sorry,
kind of
Jason,
red...
can you say it again?
In the how you have them on the screen now, the first one, the second one, and the last one.
Okay.
Oh, Philippe has an interesting idea.
Philippe, we're all ears.
Philippe's idea is to basically remove all of the responsibility from us and just set a public poll for these last ones that people can vote on.
Yeah, we're gonna finish tomorrow.
How would you do the poll on your Facebook or what?
Guys, we're gonna sit here forever.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough one.
I think my 3 favorites are 2, 3, and 5. I think
2, 3, and 5.
Judging by the crappy thumbnails that we're looking at.
Okay, so my favorite one are the 6, 7, and 8.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So okay, so my favorite ones are these ones. 1, 2, and 3.
I didn't pick any of those.
I know. I picked the last one only.
Jason picked this one, and Mike and I, we overlap with and Jason and Mike overlap with this one.
Yeah.
Guys, this didn't help us at all.
No.
Okay, everybody gets €10. Woohoo! The rest is beer money.
Everyone gets to buy themselves a beer and a half.
Guys, look. Let's say we each one of us pick one that we want to get rid of, because this is like one way to exclude the 5 best ones, and then we will have to decide. Yes.
I already told you. Mine is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I say it's gone.
You only get one, Jason. You only get to pick one.
So
no, I mean the 6th one.
6th one, it's gone, right? Jason?
Yep. Yes, that would be the one I picked. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Hot Wheels.
Mr. Golden?
The 4.
So the night one.
Yeah.
And I'm going to kill, I think, this one.
All right. I think this was better. This was a better way to get rid of them.
And now we have only 5 images.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, this is beautiful. I like this one. Yeah, go ahead.
I would say, based on these images, this is definitely in the top 3. This is definitely in the top 3. And this is definitely in the top 3. So mine would be, in this case, 1, 1,
guys,
4, and 5.
I mean, are we picking our top 3 again? Didn't we already do that?
Nadish is really wanting some comments. He said after you finalize the winners, can I get some comments?
Yes.
Not on the live stream.
Not on the live stream.
He wants after we're done. He wants them, but he needs an answer from you.
Yeah.
So guys, let's focus on this.
Do we not?
More important.
Okay, now listen, guys. Do we take the 5 images 1 through 5 and give it our ranking 1 through 5? Add it up. That's your winners. Seriously, it's the fastest way to do it.
Yeah, probably.
So we
a
just
good way.
Okay, so we all rank them from 1 to 5.
That's how I would do it. And as you see them on the screen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or how they were shown in the list. Like if we look through them, I think that's the way we should do it. And then we added up the numbers, and we have the winner. The winner, number 1, the 1 is so the lowest number is the number 1. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Is the winner.
So lowest number is first, the second lowest number is 2, and so on.
Like golf.
Yeah. Because we're saying number 1, it would be our number 1 image. So yeah.
Yes.
Are you ready for this?
Wait a second. That means that the lowest number is the worst, right?
The lowest number is the winner. Exactly.
Okay. It should be the other way around.
No, I'm ranking them from number 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 1 is the best. Number 5 is the worst for me.
Okay.
And we add it up, and however the lowest number means that's the winner.
Yeah, but that's not gonna work.
Why not?
Because we're all going to give the highest point to the ones that we like, right?
No, not the highest point. The lowest point. It's number 1. You say this one's number 1. This one's number 2. Ranked in order from number 1 to number 5.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
Your best image that you like is number 1.
Yeah.
And the one you think is 5th is number 5. And then we add it up, and then we know which one is the average.
Yes.
So how you guys liking this live stream now, huh? Gonna cut this out for the final.
I think I have something.
So guys, can you look through them? Can you look through them one more time, Fabio, please, so I can just have a quick look?
Here's Fabio. Make 2 new folders and copy these images into them, because otherwise we're going to spend another hour trying to keep track of number 1 being number 2, number 3, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, I can do that in the same folder here.
Yeah, just make a new folder for like Jason's picks, and we can organize them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're just going to add it up, aren't we?
I mean, you don't want to keep any track of this? You trust our ability to do that kind of math?
I was going to write it down. Like we could write down each person's. Greg Rogers said it's like watching paint dry. Absolutely correct.
Paint isn't as stupid as us. Does what it's told. All right, Jason, then just keep score then, and we'll trust you. I'm gonna
go through the images, Fabio. Just don't do this separately. Just go through the images. We each write down which we think are our order, and then we add it. You tell me your numbers, we add it up, and then we find out. Just like that.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna make this hard. It's simple and like taking a Band-Aid off really fast.
All right. Fabio, cue the images. Jason's gonna keep track.
So I will give the first I will give the position number 3 to Csaba.
I give him number 2.
Okay, yeah. So that's what we need to do. First image is for Fabio is number 3.
Yeah.
For Mike, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and for me also number 2.
Okay, good.
All right.
Ryan Gosling is number 1 for me.
For me, that is number 4.
For me, it is also number 4.
Really? Oh, you guys.
That's why we're voting, Mike. Next one.
I think for me,
what's
the second.
The next one's a squirrel.
Can you open it, Fabio?
There it is. To me, this is number 5.
Okay.
I'm going to throw that one at number 4.
I'm also going to do 5.
Brutal.
And for me,
Totally.
the second one is this one.
All right.
That's number 4 for me.
You just did a number 4 on the last one.
That's number. I'm losing track. Now.
You got a 5 and a 3 left over here, buddy.
Oh, 5. Thank you. See, I knew we put the right person in charge of keeping tally.
And for me, this is number 3. So the last one is for Fabio. I have the numbers. It's number 1 for Fabio. It's number 3 for Mike, and it's going to be number 1 for me.
Yeah.
Because that's what's left.
Yeah.
So guys, let me add these up real quick, and we're gonna have our thing. Okay.
Oh Lord.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Guys, come on. This was a fast, easy way to do it. It's perfect.
Well, no,
Gotta go by the numbers.
This was fine. It took us quite a while to get here.
But it was all part of the plan. Otherwise, how do you make a stream 1 hour and 45 minutes long? Think of all the...
All right, guys. And by some miracle, I've added everything up. And by some miracle, there are no ties, which is fantastic.
There you go.
I was worried there's going to be like 2 are going to be the same, Okay.
All right. Can you give them to us in reverse order, starting from 5 down?
Yes.
All right. So let me just write it down next to here so I know who is... Okay. So you guys ready for this?
Yes.
Drum roll, please. All right. So coming in at 3rd place is going to be image number 2.
Jake Williams?
Oh, that was my favorite. Okay.
So open up image number 2. This is our
Third place
third.
winner.
This is our 3rd place winner. Congrats.
Hey,
to whoever
Jake!
is out there.
Congrats!
Okay, now moving on to number 2. According to this tabulation that I have here in front of me, excruciatingly devised system.
Build suspense.
So number 2 is going to be the first image.
Csaba?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Go, Csaba!
Congrats. There's the
Csaba!
2nd place. And our number 1 image in this year's Fabio Palvelli modeling competition, rendering competition from a model made by Fabio Palvelli that was not up, that was not properly remodeled by some people. So number 1 is the 5th image.
No!
So I think, yeah, it's great.
Can you hear the people going like, ah! Ah! Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God!
All I hear is, thank God these idiots got something figured out.
Yeah. Fabio, your mic, you got so high pitched, your mic like completely cut out. Just now.
I
Your mic shut down.
apologize, guys. Let me see if I can go back to the screen.
Okay, listen up, people.
We've got a situation here.
No,
It's hard to
I
even
really,
remember
I want to
Don't
say
do
that
that.
No, it isn't.
No,
we've
it
been-
really isn't.
we're gonna get a copyright strike
Someone might have
and then we won't be able to tell people who won.
What kind of sickness?
what for what?
Virus.
What are you
For
talking
the
about?
music.
What virus thing?
Corona.
What music?
Who's hearing music? Oh, no,
So
you're
then I
going
thought,
crazy.
let's go to a restaurant.
There was music playing on the video. I don't know if it was me.
I don't know. It wasn't from us.
You didn't hear it?
I hear crickets. I would like to say congratulations, not just to the winners, though obviously to the winners, but also to everyone who put something together in such a quick time. Like, clearly, we did not have an easy time choosing, and that's, I think, a testament to just how many amazing entries there were.
And I would also I agree, Mike, and I think it's awesome, and I appreciate all these people that are watching. I mean, we got 170 people watching this right now, even after all that ridiculousness of trying to get everything figured out at the end. But thank you guys for watching, and next time we promise to be even more unprofessional.
We'll be less professional, maybe a little bit more prepared.
By the way, let me tell you guys, I'm going to announce a new contest tomorrow. And I'm going to have a model that it's already done, which I'm going to share with you guys, and there is a topic, and then you're gonna have 1 week time to make your own artwork. Now, what I'm going to need is 2 more judges, or do you guys want to be judges again? You'll be like, no, thank you. Our Sunday
I had fun. I don't know if it's up to you, man. I had fun.
Well, we can tune in back if you like.
So, Fabio, there are people asking right now, some people who I guess were just tuning in. Let's show the 3 winners, again.
Yes.
So that, because
it
people
is
are
not
asking.
impossible that they were tuned in the entire time and just did not understand it.
Yeah.
So go to the 3rd place, which was this image. No, not that one.
No, this
Next
one. Yes.
This one, yeah. So this was the 3rd place image. I'm not sure who did it. Do you know who did it?
𝘀𝗶𝗹𝗹𝗶.
𝘀𝗶𝗹𝗹𝗶, okay.
Way to go, Jake. I love that image.
Jake, good job, man.
Yes.
And then number 2 was the first one. This one was from 𝘄𝗶𝗹𝗹𝗶. Also a sweet image. It looks very it's an amazing one.
Beautiful colors.
Yeah. And then the number 1 one was from Nuno, the series of images,
congratulations,
the cartoon.
man.
Fantastic.
Seriously,
He
this
went
is an
sequential
amazing job, really. And yes.
Patrick, so I'm just looking at the comments right now. I guess you can't. Can you see them, or are you looking at them, or?
I'm looking at the comments also.
Oh, okay. Because
man, I'm getting threats on my WhatsApp.
now there was a couple of people during the whole thing that kept saying that you didn't have their images in there, but they sent them on time and whatever else. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe it went in spam or who knows what.
I don't know, guys. I did everything that I could to keep all the images. When you sent them to me, I actually opened images 10 minutes past the deadline just to be fair to everybody. But as we were doing the live, I received like 45 emails of people sending me their work. And so I apologize. I'm still going to pass all the images. I'll go through all of them to Vasilis so that he can post them on his group, and so people can go there and see the results.
Yeah. I also want to say, in your defense, because I think
guys, but we haven't picked the 4 and 5.
Do we? But we were only picking the top 3.
I know, but do you want to say 4 and 5?
But
who won?
Fabio, yeah,
We're
sure.
gonna
But
spend another hour.
Let me just say something real quick, though, Fabio, because I want to, in your defense, you did this to have some fun during this time when everybody's has nothing to do or whatever. So I want people to understand that they shouldn't take it too seriously and get upset because something didn't work right, or the image didn't get in there. It was not done on purpose or anything. And if something fell through the cracks, this was not like some kind of professionally run competition, which I'm sure is evidently clear now if you watch this.
Yes, guys.
But what I mean is that please take a look, take a step back and look at, you guys all had fun here, and the idea is it should be fun. So let's not get mad about anything,
And another
put your
thing,
entry in for the next one and put it in ahead of time so you make sure it's there.
Another thing, because this is very important. A lot of people write me angrily on Instagram and Facebook asking me why I don't reshare their work. The thing is that in the last few days, I was getting tagged in hundreds of images, like really hundreds of images. And so it was very hard for me to keep track and repost. And for sure, I'm not going to be able to answer all the emails that you guys have sent me because you've seen the images. It was like crazy. But anyway, Monday, tomorrow, I'm going to do a live stream. I still don't know at what time because I need to do things also for myself. But if you're subscribed and you hit the little bell notification, you're gonna be notified when the live is going to go live. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time doing also an artwork together because I'm going to show you how I would approach the task that I'm going to give you. So again, I wanna say thank you, Jason and Mike, for being part of this. Mike, how many people can we bring on Discord?
Oh, it gets dicey pretty quick.
Because maybe for next week we could also ask another judge to join us.
I think we can figure all that out, not live.
All right.
Hey guys, we're now going to have an administrative meeting. You guys are welcome to join us.
I really loved hanging out. I loved spending time with you. You are amazing. You're an amazing community. I hope that for the next challenge, some other people are going to step in and help me out with the sponsor money so that we can give more away to you guys. And this is going to be a lot of fun. Guys, I want to thank you again. I'm going to stop the stream. Anything that you want to share with the community?
Fabio, thanks. Thanks a lot for having us on. Sorry, Mike, I'm gonna cut you off, buddy. No, thank you so much for having us on, Fabio, and I look forward to doing it again. And all you people who were watching, thank you very much. Sorry, Mike, go ahead. I was just kidding with you.
No, I just want to say again, big congratulations to everyone, and I hope everyone enjoyed competing, regardless of whether their images got shown. But we tried to show them all. Great work. It was inspiring. Sorry if we said anything mean, but we think everything overall was awesome.
All right, guys.
Be streaming live after this on my channel if anyone wants to join me.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Go over and see Mike.
You can go yell at me there.
Mike is a talented artist, and he does a lot of paintovers and tutorials, and he does a lot of renderings. He runs an amazing channel. You should really go and take a look because he's amazing.
Thank you. That's too kind.
Guys, I'm gonna stop the stream. See you tomorrow.
Okay,
Later,
guys.
dudes.
See you.